Africa, 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 my Africa. Have you ever wished to know more about the continent of Africa? That big place with so many countries, but if you know it just as a country, that's still okay. So today and in future episodes, I'm going to take you to a rural Kenyan homestead so that I can show you activities that take place within a rural homestead. These activities will include farming, gardening, keeping livestock, different types of birds, and many more. So welcome, I'm Eileen. In this series, A Rural Kenyan Homestead, I'll be taking you there to the rural area and take you around the garden, or rather the farm, because it's bigger than a garden, just to show you what takes place within a rural homestead. So you're going to have a chance to see the type of foods that we grow, how we prepare seed. What you're seeing right here, I'm preparing harvested seeds. And you're also going to see many other activities, including how we plant, what we plant, how we prepare the harvest. Like what you're seeing here, I'm preparing seeds of this is the black nightshade. I'd harvested the seed, and normally we take it through a long process. So I'll be showing you that, and also sharing details of why I decided to implement gardening activities, which I did. So I'll be sharing stories behind why I traveled to Kenya and what made me stay there for so long. So at some point we'll get into discussions about that, and the relation between the caregiving and the need to grow organic or natural foods. These are not seeds from Kenya. I was just trying to show you how we get our seeds, versus where you saw that we prepare most of our seed from the previous harvest. So I'll have a chance to take you around the farm or the garden during the different seasons in any given year, during the dry season, during the wet season, so that you can see what the garden or the farm looks like during the dry season, what it looks like in the wet season. And normally, like what you're seeing, that's the dry season, and there are vegetables that survive, during the dry season, and others will just die out. So because of that, we normally don't clear the fields or the garden completely, because we still need to harvest some of the vegetables. You're seeing there pumpkin leaves, you're seeing some chickpeas. We use the leaves. So this is a part of the garden that has been, I can say, cleared and dug out in readiness for the planting season. So later on in future episodes, we'll be talking about the planting season, the harvesting season, and what you're seeing there is before we start planting, we prepare, or I prepared our own compost, and this is compost that I prepared out of, I think, 6 different types of materials. We'll be getting into details of that, how we do it, what materials we layer, and why we do that. So this particular gardening that I was doing was no chemicals, so it was totally organic. So that's why we are preparing our organic compost, and you will be seeing later on how I prepare our pesticides. That's also organic, using materials from the garden. And also, when I'll be detailing information about the preparation of compost, you will see how the different activities we have on the farm and the different animals on the farm, livestock, chickens. You'll see how they feed into one another, what they provide for the farm or the garden, and in return how the garden feeds them. So yeah, we'll be looking into that in detail and what you can do, because there is so much that takes place on a rural homestead. The best that you can do is to comment below and let me know what you would like me to start with. Which of the many different activities would you like me to share in detail? Otherwise, if you don't comment below, then I'll have to make a choice for you, but I'll enjoy it more. So, as you can see, it rains, and sometimes when it's dry, it's dry. Yeah, later on I'll also be detailing, sharing information on what I did to try and counter challenges of the wet season. So that's taking water all the way to the farm. So I can share details of that as well, and also later on show you how the finished product looks. What you're seeing here, what just passed, that was me preparing the natural pesticide. And again, once we are done with the harvesting, we sort the seeds to select what we'll be planting the next season and what needs to be eaten. And of course, we take a break and enjoy nature, the flowers, the colors of nature, and after that we again get back to work. And as I mentioned, we have livestock on the homestead. You can see we have chickens, we have ducks, and many other different types of livestock that you will be seeing. You can see the cow is here and its beautiful calf. I even had a chance to witness the birthing of a calf. Of course, I love rabbits, just to look at them, and also we'll be talking about the benefits of having rabbits on your homestead. And there are a few times when nature decides to give us ants. These are the white ants which are edible, and we have our beautiful cats within the homestead. And later on I'll be detailing about the different benefits of having these animals within the homestead. Of course, they are nice to look at, they are nice to listen to, like the cock keeps on telling us what time it is, if it's time for us to go and check on our tomatoes, if it's time for us to take a break or start preparing meals. And preparing the meals means going to the garden, harvesting what we'll need for that particular meal. That's why I love the village. It's not that you harvest so much, store, and then start using. No. If I'm like, tonight we are going to have salad, or we are going to have this is a black nightshade, what we call managua. So if you decide that that's what you're going to have for lunch or for dinner, you just go to the garden, harvest what you need, come back, prepare, and eating fresh. It's literally the farm to fork. So, and what we are going to discuss later on about the preparation of different recipes. If you grow vegetables during the wet season, then when you harvest, you're really going to do a lot of cleaning, but no problem with that, because after that you're going to enjoy eating very fresh food, nutritious food. You prepare your salad, everything that you're seeing on that plate, except the plate and the fork, everything else is harvested from the garden, including the avocado. Later on I'll be showing you our avocado trees. So yeah, in the village you enjoy nice food, and we sprout the food before preparing it and eating. These are chickpeas, so we sprout them. I'll be showing you how we prepare flour or how we boil them and enjoy them. And we grew a lot of cayenne peppers. When we are not gardening, we do many other activities, including construction, but not me doing it directly, but working with people. And yeah, as I mentioned, I prepare my seeds in Kenya, so I'll be showing you how I do that. And what I mostly do is during the harvesting time, be it vegetables or cereals, there's a way you'll be seeing me how I check the plants and decide which ones, like the vegetables that will stay on the farm so that they stay to maturity, produce seed, which we now harvest and prepare for the next season. So we'll be seeing that as well, how we prepare the seeds and how we prepare the farm and how we plant. So in the different episodes, you have a chance to see the whole process. So the best way for you to do that, to witness, see here, I was preparing seeds from harvested tomatoes, picking the best tomatoes and preparing seed from that. The best way for you to continue seeing the whole process is to click subscribe below and also like this specific video, because this is the first video in this series of a Rural Kenyan Homestead. The other videos in this same channel are talking about or looking at my journey in how I am doing the urban gardening. So there's a series of videos on urban gardening, and then this. So if you subscribe to my YouTube, you'll be able to see how I am farming or gardening. I'm grinding some seeds that we use during our cooking. I'll be telling you the story behind the grinding stone, what we grind on the stone, and what we use the electric grinder to grind. Because different foods we believe behave differently depending on how they've been prepared. So we'll be getting into details, and as I mentioned, the best way for me to give you what you would like to see, to hear about, is if you comment below. Tell me what you think about this. You know, would you even like to see me carrying water in that pot? As I said, this is the beginning. This is the starting of a long journey. Come along as I show you how I'm gardening, other activities within a Rural Kenyan Homestead. So for now, it's a goodbye from me, and see you next time. Bye-bye.